Do you find yourself pacing back and forth every night, hoping to get some rest? Are you going crazy, tossing and turning all night but getting no sleep? If you've tried sleeping pills or nighttime syrup and still can't catch any Z's, then boy oh boy, do we have the cure for you. It's called a Drake album. Drake albums are made with a combination of slow, melancholy beats and monotone flows. When put together, they create the perfect cure for insomnia. All you have to do is put any of his albums into iTunes, press play,
you say that you think about me every day. Saturday,
and in no time at all, you'll go from this
you see that I've been going
to this.
hoping every
I tried everything I could possible to get to sleep. Sleep aids, melatonin, chamomile, rat poison, heroin, everything possible. And then I popped in a Drake album and out like a light.
I remember way back
Thank you, Drake.
with the waves under the waves.
Thank you, Drake.
You were someone else's
Get that good night's sleep you've been waiting for by getting a Drake album today. Side effects include drowsiness. Please do not operate moving vehicles when listening to a Drake album. What up, guys? It's your boy APT Songs here, back with another album review and reaction. Drake has dropped his new album for Older Dogs. I gotta be honest, guys. I never know whether or not to be excited about Drake because you have him sometimes dropping great stuff like last year's Her Lost album with 21 Savage. And then sometimes you have him dropping stuff like Honestly Nevermind, which was a complete trash heap of an album. And so because he flip-flops between having really great albums and having just kind of albums, I'm never sure if I'm on board or not until I've heard the album. So to be fair to Drake, I have not heard it yet. So I'm driving down to my favorite place, Sweet Jill's, to get some cinnamon rolls while I listen to Drake's album. And hopefully I'll be able to enjoy it. So let's go ahead and take a listen to Drake's new album.
1 hour later.
Yo, this album so far is like pure torture. The songs that I liked on it, I enjoyed, but I have another 8 or 9 songs to go, and I'm just like, I don't know if I can do it. This album is not fun. What happened to making albums that were fun? Drake knows how to make fun records, and yet he likes to be hella dreary on most of his albums. I don't get it. The album he did with 21 Savage was fantastic. He had some dreary songs here and there on there, but for the most part, he was in relatively up-tempo, upbeat, vibrant party mode, for him anyway, and it was enjoyable. Why do we come back with an album that's just droopy, droopy, droopy? You know what this feels like? You guys ever watch Charlie Brown, where Lucy is holding the football, and Charlie Brown's like, he wants to kick the ball, and Lucy's like, oh yeah, I'll hold it down, you kick it. And the first time he does it, Lucy pulls the ball, falls up in the air, falls down, right? Every other time after that, Lucy's like, hey, come kick the ball. Charlie Brown's like, no, because I'm going to get hurt because you're going to pull the thing, I'm going to fall on the ground. And every time she assures, oh, no, it'll be different this time. Charlie Brown believes her, runs up to the ball, and falls flat on his face every single time. That's what I feel like as a Drake fan, where it's like, every time it's like, oh, no, this next album's getting back to the old Drake. Oh, this next album's going to be fire. I know you didn't like that last one, or the one before that, or the one before that. But I promise this time I'm going to be spitting that fire like you got. And then as soon as we get the album, it's just like, oh, sorry, not doing it this time. Sorry, my bad. But thanks for your money. Like, it's just not fair, guys. It just doesn't seem freaking fair.
1 hour later.
So here are my overall thoughts. I don't know why Drake thought this was a good idea to put this out. Like the whole summer he's been advertising, I'm getting back to my roots and oh, it's going to be whatever. And to be fair, I've heard his older stuff, where he did have a lot of slower songs and stuff on there, so maybe it's just not my thing. But it seems like this album was way too long. It was overbloated with songs that didn't need to be there. The songs that are there, for the most part, are repetitive in their subject matter, repetitive in the sounding, the kind of beats that he's using, and overall just not all that interesting. There are some bright spots on this album where it's like, oh my God, Drake knows how to do different stuff. Holy crap. Drake knows how to rap. Holy cow. He's got guest features that he's able to match, or admittedly the guest features slightly better him on these things, but he's able to surround himself with a cast of characters that seem to make him sound great. But it's just mired in all this extra bull crap that doesn't need to be there because it's not interesting. It's slow, it's repetitive, it's repetitive, it's repetitive. If you get annoyed by me saying repetitive, you're gonna hate this album because there's like 6 or 7 songs in a row back to back about how Drake can't keep a woman. Oh, woe is me. Oh my God, I'm a famous guy and girls still can't treat me right even though I bought them all this stuff. Like, we get it. You've been saying that stuff for 15 years. Can you talk about any other stuff? Clearly, there are a couple songs on this album where it showed that you can in fact do that. But
and you do it great on guest appearances. Why can't you do that for, you do it great when you do albums with other people. Why can't you do that on your own albums? Like, Drake hasn't had a solid classic album, in my opinion, since Scorpion. That album was also, in my opinion, like heavily overly bloated with songs, but at least they were good songs. At least they had a concept where like half's gonna be rap, half's gonna be sing-songy, had some good beats, some good guest appearances. Like, I still think that's one of his better albums. But this album felt longer than that album, and it shows, dude. Like, I think Drake has talent. I think that he has the ability to transcend and to make songs that other people can't make, but he shows none of that here. Everything he does here is stuff he's done before and that he's done better, and I just need Drake to get some new producers and to come up with some new drum patterns and some new songs that aren't gonna be just overly dreary, track after track after track after track. I've wanted to go to a Drake concert for years. I will not go because I'm like, I don't want to fall asleep. I need to be able to get home safely, and his concert, I'm afraid, is going to put me to sleep. So I spent a drive to go get some cinnamon rolls because I like to drive while I'm listening to these albums, and the whole time I was just like, I just want to get home and stop listening to this album because it is tiring, it is boring, it is lame. I've heard more exciting albums. I've heard Doja Cat's recently and some other people's that I reviewed that I thought were across the board great, even if they were changing up their styles and whatnot. And Drake this album isn't cutting it. So I don't know what dog this is for, but it must be a dog that you want to get put to sleep because this is not keeping anybody awake. I can see the news report tomorrow. Traffic accidents go up in number because they all listen to Drake album and fall asleep. Like, it's just not a great album. So guys, take it from me. I've listened to the album for you, so you don't have to. If you can spare yourself, like, go back through if you look at my longer review, go back through that. You'll see the song highlights that I actually liked and enjoyed. There's like maybe 4 or 5 songs on this 25 track album that I liked, all right? But for the most part, like, there are better Drake albums. You'd be better to just find a Drake playlist or make your own Drake playlist on Spotify or on Apple Music and listen to that, because this is going to just piss you the freak off. So those are my thoughts. Let me know your guys' thoughts. Did you like the album? Did you not? Leave it down in the comments below. Let me know other albums you want me to listen to. If I haven't heard it or seen it or whatever, then I'll take a look and listen to it. Be sure to subscribe to this channel and like this video or not. Either way, it shows up in the algorithm, so it helps out. Thanks for watching. I'm going to go take a nap now because Drake lulled me to sleep. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.
All the girls in the place trying to get in my space, but I only want you.